Here's how you can start an Airbnb with a credit card and never have to use any of your money. And I'm gonna break down how you can get that credit card at 0% interest. Stick around. Here's the thing, guys. As an entrepreneur, as an investor, at some point, if you keep growing fast and scaling and launching Airbnbs every 2 to 4 weeks, you're gonna run out of money. And this is a challenge that almost all investors have to experience or will experience at some point. They run out of money and then they go out and they raise capital. They go and they bring OPM, other people's money, in order to keep scaling and growing their real estate investing business. And one of the strategies that I have been implementing for many, many years, and I've been just utilizing this specific strategy for over 10 years. In fact, in my last job at Bank of America in 2008, I used to do this strategy and help people with this all the time. This is called a balance transfer. It is where you get a 0% credit card for up to 21 months, and you are allowed to transfer money from the credit card into the checking account. Not to be confused with using a credit card to pay off a credit card. That is not what I'm talking about. And there's going to be some haters in the comments that are going to say,
Jorge, that's not allowed. This sounds like a scam. You can't do that.
I'm telling you guys, I used to work at Bank of America in 2008, and I was a personal banker. So I would go and walk behind the tellers, the people who help you with the transactions on the computer. And then these people would get this promotion, and I would take them to my cubicle. And I would say, hey, are you in a situation where you want to buy a vehicle, get a loan, remodel your house? And we would literally, in the moment, help them transfer money from the credit card into their checking account. Now, two things to know. There is a one-time fee. Even though it's 0% interest for up to 21 months, you do have to pay a one-time fee. Usually it is 3%. I've seen it as high as 5%. The good thing is that fee comes out of the money that gets transferred into your checking account, so you don't have to pay for it out of your money. The second thing to know is that you typically need around a 700 credit score to qualify for these promotions. Imagine you got approved for $20,000 on that credit card, and then you transfer the $20,000 from your credit card into your checking account. They charge you a one-time 3% fee. 3% of 20,000 is $600. So now you have $19,400 left in your checking account with a 0% interest for, call it, 18 months. Let's say you wanted to start an arbitrage deal with that capital. You found a property that you can rent for $3,000 a month. You pay $3,000 for the first month, $3,000 for the deposit. That's $6,000. Now you have $13,400. Let's say you furnished a property with another $10,000 and you still got $3,000 just, in case you need to cover some of the first month's rent, which I'm going to teach you how to avoid that later today, how to be in profit in the first month. And now the Airbnb is live. Now, assuming you did this correctly and the property is making $2,000 a month in profit, how many months would it take to pay off the $20,000? Type the answer right now. I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds to type the answer. How many months would it take to pay off the $20,000 if you were making $2,000 a month in profit? It would take 10 months, right? 10 times 2,000 is 20,000, and then boom, you are ready and set to go. The power and paradigm shift around this is that, yes, it took 10 months to pay back, which is pretty freaking amazing. You're talking over 100% ROI if it was your money, but because you didn't use your money, this is what we call infinite return on investment. You didn't have to use any of your money. Do you know what this does to your brain? I mean, your life will never be the same because you paid off the credit card. You continue to make $2,000 a month in profit, never having to use any of your money. How scalable is that? Can you go and do that again? Can you rinse and repeat? Yes, you can. No. I know what some of you are thinking. Jorge, but why would you go into debt to start a business? Isn't that a bad idea? Hold on, Dave Ramsey. Let me break this down. You see, Dave Ramsey says that all debt is bad. And that's just not true because there is bad debt and there is good debt. You see, bad debt takes money out of your pocket. Bad debt are things that you buy that go down in value over time. But good debt are when you utilize the debt to buy things that go up in value over time or that bring monthly profit. Let's talk about a few examples. Let's say I buy a Tesla and let's say your payment is $1,000 a month. You buy that vehicle, that is technically bad debt because that vehicle is taking money out of your pocket and that vehicle is going down in value over time. Now, what if you were to rent that vehicle on websites like Turo? What if the Tesla is making you $1,000 a month in profit? Maybe it brings in, I don't know, $2,500 a month. Call it fees from Turo, $500. A little bit of maintenance here and there, even though there's not a lot of maintenance with Teslas other than rotating your tires. But let's say you're making $2,500 and you got $1,000 expenses, insurance, whatever. But what if you're left with $1,000 in profit after all expenses? Is that still bad debt? I'm not going to tell you yes or no. I want you guys to decide. Is that still bad debt? Or did we just turn a liability into an asset? What if instead of buying the Tesla with $70,000 in cash, say you got $70,000 in cash, instead of buying the Tesla with cash, what if you took those $70,000 and you launched 3 Airbnbs, and those 3 Airbnbs start making $2,000 a month in profit each, which is $6,000 a month in profit each, and you finance the entire vehicle instead. So now you have a bad debt of $70,000. Now, yes, you're going to have insurance and taxes, like it's probably going to be more, probably going to be closer to $90,000 in bad debt. But say your payment is $1,000. You're making $6,000 because instead of buying the vehicle cash, you launched 3 Airbnb arbitrages, you're making $6,000 a month. And now you pay that $1,000 a month and you're still left with $5,000. Is that $70,000 of financing debt on the Tesla bad debt if it's helping you make $6,000? Again, you guys decide. Let me know in the comments. I know this is a very controversial video because some of you are like, oh my God, everything I've ever believed about money and debt is being challenged right now with this Mexican guy. What is going on here? The truth is, there's good debt and then there's bad debt. Now, are there risks? Like what if the Airbnbs didn't make any money? That's a possibility. In fact, this happens all the time today from people that have no idea what the freak they're doing. So it could be risky, but the less you know about something, the more risky it is. And the more you know about something, the less risky it is. So the key here, educate yourself. Watch these YouTube videos, read the books, maybe join a course, a coaching program. I know some of you don't like courses and coaching programs. You think they're a scam, but you know what's a scam? Your degree is a scam. That's a whole other conversation. Whatever. But you get my point. Educate yourself because the more you know about something, the less risky it is. Now, the credit card that I love to use, I got approved for $32,600. 0% interest. And I got this one for, it was about 18 months. So this credit card is the Bank of America Cash Rewards MasterCard. That's my favorite one. So let me know questions. I know there's going to be tons of questions, and I promise you that I'm going to answer every single question down below. So type your questions in the comment section, and I will answer all those questions for you because this is a loaded topic, and I will likely need to do a part 2. So let me know if you guys want to see a part 2. Cool? Comment down below any questions you have. Check out the links in the description. Like this video. Check out one of these videos above, and I'll see you guys in the next one.